Need a little good news. That is Shaboozy this morning.
Shaboozy!
It's Jeff Mudflap and the gang. It is Tuesday, May 13th. Colleen, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good this morning. How about you guys?
We're not too bad. Too bad. All right, here we go. Yeah, all right. We're here. It's going to be hot today, is that right?
Yeah. I mean, that's 98 for a hot. I'm sorry.
98?
Yeah, 98 today.
I thought it was just like maybe 92 or
I
something.
knew when I checked my app for the temperature this morning when I got up, I was like, are you kidding me? It's 69 degrees. I mean, already. Yeah. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a scorcher.
All right, 98. Okay, it's going to be a little bit windy this morning at some point, I think.
It is,
but not
11,
all day, looks like.
Yeah, a little bit. Not bad this morning, but by 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, then we get over the 20 mile an hour. That's when they start to kind of.
But it didn't look like it was all day. It looked like it was just going to be like 3 hours or something today is what it looked like. I don't know. You tell me. But you're the weather guy.
That's. I think that's about right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Well, hot and windy.
Yeah, you know.
Yay.
Great combination right there. Love that. Here's a great question. What is something that people only romanticize because they've never actually done it? This was a Reddit forum I saw. I thought this was actually kind of funny because you think of things that you think would be really great until you actually do it.
I think women think marriage.
Ouch.
Well, I mean, some women.
Okay. Well, yeah. Obviously, some guys probably.
Okay, the reason I say that.
Okay.
And before I get in more hot water.
I was about to say you better explain. Yeah.
Because women have this, like when they're kids, the Barbie, and
they grow up.
and they just like,
it's the fairy tale.
It's the fairy tale,
and
it's just like so. Anyway, that's what I was ultimately.
I see what you're saying. That makes sense to me.
Yes,
because
thank you.
Boys don't grow up that way.
We don't
thinking about. I mean, as a guy, you're kind of like, someday I guess I'll get married.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of that.
And then you get married, and then next thing you know, you're like, why isn't he doing? I mean, it wasn't the fairy tale that
for you it wasn't.
No, for women. I'm saying for women.
Oh, for women. Okay,
for women,
all
and
right.
it's just never that thing.
I got you.
That's where I'm trying to go with that. I could be wrong. I'm not a woman.
But this is stunning. Really,
I know.
No, but that's a good example right there. It really is. But some of the things that I saw in here were things like renovating an old house, because you watch all these shows. And you always think, oh man, wouldn't it be cool to take an old house and just redo it, but then you actually get into it and realize all the hassles and the endless expense and surprises that you got to pay for, and that I think that would be a horrible thing. But they make it look easy on TV. They make it look like it's going to be.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you're
true.
living in the house. We did a remodel in our house, many years ago. And I swore I would never do that again.
Yeah,
I would never live in the house that we're remodeling at the same time. We're moving out, they're coming in, and then we're not moving back in.
We did that when I was a kid. I remember we remodeled our house. Same thing, man. It was just, I think I was in junior high when this happened. And oh my gosh, it was such a mess. But you had to live among it and everything. So yeah, that not great. Mudflap, here's one that I saw that you could probably relate to.
Okay.
Working or owning a farm. Working on a farm or owning a farm.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
The truth, yeah.
Yeah, you found out.
How hard
could it be? Yeah, apparently very
Yeah.
hard. Let's see. Yeah, being a cowboy is a great one, too, because you watch Westerns, and you're just thinking, man, that'd be so great.
Yeah.
Horseback, just riding out across the countryside, the freedom, and, sleeping on the ground. And, I mean, just all the stuff you don't really see in the movies. You just think how cool it would be to be a cowboy like that. Yeah. Let's see here. Climbing Mount Everest.
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, that never
and
sounded fun to me.
Thousands of people have done it.
Yeah. Mudflap, I think you've mentioned this before.
Probably.
It's like sex on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very difficult.
The sand.
Yes. It's not near as romantic as you might think.
Yeah.
It's one of those sand and the waves come up and it's just like you think it's just going to
sounds
really,
much more romantic than it is.
It does.
Yeah.
And then you can throw in that. We might as well throw in the nude beaches. They're not near as exciting as you might think for, especially a guy. You're just like, what?
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing? That's not what I pictured.
Okay. Another thing that was on the list of things that people romanticize about, but they're never, they're just not what they thought. Sex in the shower made the list.
That's not as good as it sounds.
It's on the list.
Huh? It's on the list. Interesting.
Business travel. Van life. See, this is a good one. My daughter, her dream is to, have a van and travel the country.
Yeah.
And I like that. I can share that dream of like, that would be awesome. But then you start thinking about the realities. The van breaks down. You're stuck somewhere. Mm-hmm. How do you get it repaired? How do you get it? What do you do in the meantime? It's your house. Mm-hmm. So you got to put it in the shop. Now you have no home for a while. It's just all of that. It would be.
I know what it's like to be on the road, and it's not near as glamorous as it looks.
See, there you go.
I would think traveling all the time, living out of a suitcase, that would get old after a while.
It gets really old.
I know Michael
quick.
did that for a while, and it got old.
Yeah.
Actually,
eating out all the time, that kind of stuff.
Being in a band is on the list. Yeah, kind of what you're saying. Nobody wants to do that, but
it was cool, and I'm glad I did it. But it's one of those things where I realize, like, okay, I can't do this forever. This is tough.
Couple more here. Owning a restaurant is man. I tell you,
I can't imagine.
People own restaurants, and my wife and my son are both in the restaurant software business, and they always talk about how amazing it is the number of people that they deal with that own restaurants that have absolutely no clue what they're doing. They just got into it thinking, "Oh, this would be cool. We could open up a restaurant." And do the and it's a dream, and it's this really cool thing. But then you get into it, and there's so many things that can go wrong, and it just turns out to. That's why so many go out of business so soon, because it's just you got to be there all the time if you really are the owner. So yeah, that was a good one. And then finally, camping.
I've never thought camping was a good idea ever, unless there's a big, nice plush RV involved.
Yeah. That's not even camping. That's just living in a home on wheels somewhere that you can drive it to a beautiful place. Yeah.
You know what's funny? As a kid, I liked camping. I did. I thought it was really cool you out there. But as the older I get, I'm like, I have no desire to be out there and no, thank you.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to add to that on being a boat owner, owning a boat.
Okay.
Owning a boat. Yes, that's another thing. Yes.
Yeah. We've been down that road and have no desire to go back down it.
Right. It's the best boat is the boat your friend owns.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. Having a boat, man. Ugh. My dad, I remember him and a friend bought a boat. Again, when I was a kid, they had a fishing boat, and they had to fix it up a little bit and did all this work on it. And then I think in my life, I remember being on that boat one time. Mm-hmm. And I bet my dad didn't even get that boat out 5 times. And it was a great idea, but the reality of it,
It's cool when you're on the water with it, but then it's prepping it to get it on the water, whenever you're bringing it back in, having to get it ready to store again, and then you got the insurance and all that stuff, and then mice get involved and they eat the wires inside the boat.
Mice get involved.
It's all about where you store it, and if you don't store it properly, the block crack. I mean, just too many things to have to deal with for no more times than you use it.
Yes.
Yeah, I also remember when I was a kid, my family used to get together. My aunts and uncles and everything would go down to Brownwood Lake in the summer, and my uncle worked for some oil company in Midland, Odessa, and they had a boat, and he could use it any time, so he would take it down there, and I swear every time we'd be out there on the water and something would go wrong with that dumb boat, and we'd have to get it out of the water, put it back up on the trailer, drive into Brownwood, take it to the marine place there, and then leave it, go back out to the lake and sit around and wait for him to call. And then we'd go back and pick it up and then put it back in the water. And it just seemed like it was every time something went wrong with the boat. The motor, something would happen, and it just, it looks like your carburetor's messed up. I mean, it was just something all the time.
Amber says, can you guys say that a little louder for my husband? He thinks he needs another boat.
You don't need another boat.
No, he does need another boat, so we can go.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
Sorry, that backfired, Amber.
But yeah, back to camping. That is, I would still, the idea of camping, I still go, man, camping. I love camping. But the reality is I haven't actually camped.
Yeah.
In probably, oh my gosh, it's been. I was probably last time I really camped. I was about 20.
It's like I go down to Lajitas all the time.
That's a few years.
Every year, and I see these campers, and I just like, I don't have any desire to be out there with the rattlesnakes, the bears, the mountain lions, those type of things, and just I don't know. I just get older. I guess I just more spoiled. I don't know.
RV. That's what Kathy wants, an RV. Sometimes she's like, wouldn't it be fun to have an RV and driving around, go see play, And I'm like, I get it, but
my wife
it's the work of that too.
It is. My wife wants one of those little egg-shaped RVs.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? She thinks
yes.
the trailer. Those are so cute,
like the trailer one.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's like an old Airstream, a vintage Airstream trailer. I always thought would be cool, and fix one of those up, and then, but again, fix it up and then take it. It's the reality is I'm never doing that.
Yeah.
Sounded like a romantic idea. Like, oh man, wouldn't that be amazing?
It goes back to just the romantic of going to a nude beach. It's not there.
It all comes back to that for you, doesn't it? Yeah. Somehow you always go full circle with that.
Go full circle.
It's
Good morning.
Yeah. You work there, you live there, and just being there.
They're crazy.
Yes, absolutely. 25% do not speak to anybody for days. They're just doing their work. That would be now. My wife doesn't get into that situation. She's on the phone constantly, or on some kind of a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting or something. So she at least has human conversations. But I can't imagine just being isolated like that and just working alone by myself and not interacting with anybody for days. It's crazy. Let's see here. Miss spending days alone. Yeah, 8% of people have gone a week or more without interacting with someone in person. 38% admit they have gained weight since they started working from home. And they say despite all the negatives, 56% of people say working from home has improved their work-life balance. Which, I mean, I guess your home life, you're there all the time.
Yeah. There you go.
So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that would work for me. Get out of bed. I did, now that I think about it, I did work from home for about, I don't know, it was like 6 months or something. And I had a brief stint in the, in the record business, and where I was, doing record promotion, calling radio stations and, calling people like me at the radio station and begging them to play songs. Basically what it was. And so it was like sales in a way, but you weren't trying to, it wasn't dependent on money. It was dependent on airplay, right? Okay. And so I did that for about 6 months, and I recall I would, my desk was right there in the bedroom next to the bed. So my alarm would go off in the morning, and when I first started, man, I'd get up, take a shower, get dressed, get ready, sit down at the desk, and get ready for the day. I don't know, about a month in, it started getting to where alarm goes off, hit snooze, look at the desk, and go, man, let me think about this a minute.
You get out of your silky pajamas and go over there.
Then I would, I didn't have silky pajamas, thank you. But you go, you think what you want. It's your,
I've got it into my head right now.
You can have your own version of my story if you would like. So.
That's what I heard.
So yeah,
I don't know what anybody else heard.
Would sound, and I would find my way out of bed. No, but seriously, it wasn't too far into it to where I started feeling like, let's get up. Listen, I'd be sitting there and I
get it.
Let's say pajamas, but
I understand
visual here, but. Anyway, so I just get up.
Now I got even a different visual.
Okay. So anyway, but is my point here It's about a month.
Know the story. I'm thinking now she's
about a month
bed.
into it, though, I literally stopped. I wouldn't even get up and take I was like, I don't get dressed. I'll just go sit over in their chair and start working because there was nobody was going to see me, and who cared? So I would literally alarm go off. I get up. I just stand up, walk over to the desk, sit at the desk, and start working. And finally, maybe around noon, I'd go, I guess I ought to do something with myself. Then I'd get up, take a shower, get dressed, and then the rest of the day. But man, it just made me lazy, though. I just don't like that feeling of waking up and being at work.
Did you have kids at that time?
Let's see. Let me think here. I had
one.
Actually, no, I didn't actually. Had
okay.
Colton wasn't born yet, but he was on the way. Because what had happened was he was due in September, and actually, so it was a little more than 6 months, I guess. It must have been about 8 months, because it was August, and they call one day, the bosses call and say, everybody stay off the phones, we're shutting this thing down.
Ouch.
And you're doing what? We're shutting it down. Oh, okay, great. So there I was. I was about 3 or 4 weeks away from becoming a father. And I have no job at this point now. And so, it was great. So that was my working from home experience. It was awesome. So, but it only lasted, I guess, 8 months. So, then I got a job shortly after that, got back in radio, and the rest is history. So, yeah.
And I was a stay-at-home mom for like 10 years. And that was very challenging because you have to get up before the kids get up to get yourself ready, or it's not going to happen. And that was the most frustrating part. Whenever you have young kids, you're kind of on their schedule. And I went batty my first 6 months. I think it was about my first 3 months. I'm like, okay, I'm not cut out to be a stay-at-home mom. This is not for me. And Michael's going, hey, just give it a full 6 months. And if you change your mind, then you can go back to work. And within that 6 months, I kind of got into a routine, found Mother's Day out, found things to do to keep myself busy, got involved in the church, and so, because I am not a sit at home and eat bonbons and watch soap operas kind of person. So I always
Nothing
had
wrong with that, by the way.
No, not at all.
But I do remember,
bonbons are delicious.
Yes, they are. But I do remember whenever Colton started kindergarten, I had made a comment to my friends. I said, man, I'm just so embarrassed, that I'm basically dropping him off at kindergarten. I'm still in my, my jammies and bathrobe. And one of the other mothers said, honey, that's okay. And I'm like, he's in afternoon kindergarten. And they were
Mudflap and the Gang. 96.3 KLLL. Red, white, and blue through and through. Come on. KLLL. You ready? Let's go.
All right. Gearing up for a hot day today. Close to 100 degrees, right?
Yeah,
I have that right?
98 for a high, yeah.
All right. I guess
Hey, Margarita.
say Macarena or Margarita?
I don't know. Yes, it's Margarita.
Being almost 100 degrees, I think we need to wear shorts and margarita.
have margaritas. Yeah, heck yeah. Today actually is, you just reminded me, I hadn't even talked about this, but today is actually World Cocktail Day.
Hey,
so margarita is a cocktail, right? I mean, doesn't it qualify? So there's that. Yeah, see? How about that? So really, if you're thinking about it, we really could do that. And it would just be celebrating the day that's before us here.
Okay, Michael.
Just throwing that out there,
Michael.
It's hard for me to go to a restaurant and drink a margarita because Michael makes the best margaritas.
You know what? He does. And that is absolutely 100% sure. Because most restaurants, they're too sweet or something. I just can't, I don't know. Just can't do it. But no, Michael makes a great margarita that is not too sweet, or not sweet at all, really. No. It's just got a great flavor. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Wow.
As he's taking care of 3 dogs right now, I doubt he has time to stop and make us some margaritas.
He's got time.
Yeah, okay. That was Mudflap, by the way. All right.
It's kind of funny because we are babysitting our grand puppy.
Yeah.
While our kids are in Hawaii. And so last night, whenever we put him in his kennel to go to sleep, he was whimpering, and so Michael decided not to make him sleep in the kennel because he wanted to get some sleep. And I'm like, oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. Our kids will kill us. And last night we almost had to pull him out of his kennel again. I'm like, as it is, we're getting the dog up earlier, like an hour and a half earlier than the dog normally gets up. So they're going to love us for that. I said, so we don't need to ruin him that way and get him to where he's not in his kennel anymore.
Okay, but think about this. You might, by doing this, and if they get mad, then you probably never have to do it ever again. That's guy thinking, okay?
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
see that.
That's just why guys, you ruin something in the wash, and all you got to do is one time, and then you're off the hook. Because it's like, no, I don't want you ruining my stuff anymore.
Hey, Margarita. Hey.
Okay. So there you go. No, but they might be, not angry, but just like, you remember the last time we took him over there, they didn't follow the rules.
I mean, we still like him and all, but
yeah, they still love you, family, but
yes.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Just do it.
All right. Let's see. Today is Dennis Rodman's birthday.
Dennis Rodman,
one of the greatest defensive basketball players probably to ever play. Played for the Bulls.
What people don't know is that Dennis Rodman actually was a really good scorer in college.
He played in Oklahoma somewhere.
He did.
Where at? Northeast,
I want to say northeastern Oklahoma Junior College. Yeah. But he was. I mean, he was a good scorer. I mean, not only, but when he got the NBA, that was just his job to do the rebound.
Man, he was great. He was a great rebounder, great defender. I mean, he was one of the key things on all those great Bulls teams.
Yep.
And didn't he played for? Was it the Knicks that he played for? No, the Pistons. He played for the Pistons for a while too when they were. Yeah, man. But no, he seems like he's remembered more as a defensive player, rebounder, than he was a scorer in the NBA. But it's his birthday today. Any idea how old he is, Mudflap? Basketball guy.
Dennis Rodman, 54.
You know what? He's actually he's older than that. It kind of surprised me. I didn't ever stop to think about how old he is. But what do you think?
Add 10 years to that, Mudflap.
Really?
So how old would he be?
Oh, 64.
Very good.
Very good.
Wow. He didn't even hesitate and had to take off his shoes.
Woo! That's good. Yeah, he is. He's 64 today, Dennis Rodman. Okay, so let's see what you know about Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
Colleen, this isn't a competition. It's only an exhibition.
Always a competition.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Dennis Rodman was briefly married to which bombshell?
Paula Abdul.
No.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It was, what's her face? Okay, is there going to be multiple choice? Because I'll know it.
Well, I know it, so I don't need multiple choice.
Well, I do.
Okay.
But
write your answer down,
Okay.
Colleen, so we know that you really have it.
Yeah.
You probably do
not
know
Paula
this.
Abdul. It's I know who. Once I hear it, I'll know it.
Was Carl knows it? Okay. Was it Carmen Electra, Pamela Anderson, or Sofia Vergara?
Carmen Electra.
Ooh, okay. It was Carmen Electra. Colleen?
Carmen
Electra. Where in
Peggy
the
knew
world
it, too.
is Carmen Electra? No, that was
What?
that? Yeah, San Diego. Yeah, don't you? What was it?
No.
Where in the world is Carmen San Diego?
It's not Carmen. It's
something. It was what was that show? Hit it a cappella, and they start dun 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 dun. Yeah, my kids used to watch that all the time.
Yeah. San Diego.
Where
I know
in
exactly.
The world is.
I thought it was Where in the World is Waldo?
Well, there was Where's Waldo, but this was the show, and it was rockapella.
Carmen San Diego.
Carmen San Diego. Yeah,
Carmen
and it was
San Diego. Okay.
rockapella was the acapella group, and they would always hit it acapella or something like that. And do 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 do, and they'd start doing that whole thing. Yeah. All right. Trip down memory lane. Okay. What creature inspired Dennis Rodman's nickname?
What creature?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What was his nickname?
Oh, the worm.
Yeah, very good. Okay,
Nice.
I figured you'd know
Mudflap.
that. Got that straight up.
Yeah.
Paul Abdul reference right there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Straight up now, tell me.
Finally, which movie earned Dennis Rodman 3 Razzie Awards?
Oh, my.
Gosh, I don't even remember this one.
Ooh, I'm going to need a multiple choice on that one.
Okay, was it A, Double Team, B, Cutaway, or C, Special Ops Force?
I want to say Special Ops.
Okay, you're going to go with Special Ops Force. Colleen, what is your guess?
I'm going to go with Double Team because it sounds like a basketball
Right.
movie.
And that is correct. It is Double Team. Yes, Carl got that one as well. Yep.
Carl,
There
look at you.
I never saw that movie. I can't imagine that it was very good, probably.
Not if he got
If he-
3 Razzies.
Yeah, well, he definitely wasn't very good in it, apparently. But I would guess that the movie probably was, it might have been a Razzie Award winner itself, but have to look that up.
If
Yeah.
you think about it, he was kind of a trendsetter because wasn't he I think he was the first guy I ever saw wearing a wedding gown.
Yes, he used to do that stuff
Weird
like
stuff,
that.
yeah.
Weird stuff like. Didn't he date Madonna for a while also?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, how about that? Happy birthday to a couple things here. Did you see the NBA draft lottery? The Mavericks got the
did.
number 1 pick.
And I think the lady, they're not the Lady Mavericks, but I think they got the number 1 pick as well.
The WNBA.
Yeah, the
franchise you're talking
WNBA.
about?
I think
Okay.
so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that. So, but good for them. Yeah. Well, I mean, I meant that sincerely. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
No, I don't really follow the WNBA. I just
Yeah,
don't.
I don't either.
Okay, but that's great for
My
them.
pop was reading articles. That's how he learned that.
Yeah.
Nice reading. You're reading. How about it? Okay.
I'll be up to a 3rd grade level soon.
Anyway, the Mavs get the number 1 pick. Also, see this also in the playoffs. Jason Tatum with the Celtics.
Oh, he twisted an ankle, didn't he?
Yeah. He had to be carried off the court last night, right leg injury. So, don't know what's going to happen with all
Those
that.
initially pain on an ankle injury. Oh, they hurt so bad. Ugh.
Yeah, I sprained my ankle at church camp one time.
Oh.
Yeah.
One time at band camp.
You're right. Yeah. No, I did. Do you think that's funny? Wow, gosh, Colleen, that's kind of dark.
You laughed first.
Well, yeah, but it was my ankle.
Oh, okay.
That's what to
I'm
laugh
so
at me.
sorry.
Yeah.
How did that end up?
Thank you. You know what? I was incapacitated for a while. They had to carry me down the mountain, and I fought through injury. I battled, and
I bet you faked it so you didn't have to climb the mountain.
I got stuck on a mountain once.
you did. You had to be
Yeah.
rescued by
Yeah.
a helicopter or something, didn't you?
Taos, yeah. And the helicopter came by and they're like, you guys need some help down there. They're with the speaker, and we're like, we're good, because we were going up on a real rocky thing. And so
Were you rock climbing or
yeah, we were
mountain
just mountain climbing. We were just going up for the I was like a junior senior in high school. And so anyway, we got stuck kind of on a part there, and I guess the helicopter thought we were having all kinds of issues. So, but anyway, we made it out okay, so here I am.
Okay, that is something that I can honestly, I don't know that I've ever known someone who had to be rescued by a helicopter.
We weren't rescued. He asked, they
Okay.
are you guys okay? You need some help? That type of, yes.
So you could hear the sound of the helicopter.
And we just waved, we said, we're good, and we gave him the thumbs up. Yeah.
Do you guys need to be rescued? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. It's like a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. How about that? Yeah, that's a great story. Did I mention I sprained my ankle? Yeah.
No laughing.
Hey, no, it's okay. It was kind of funny, actually, because it was really
It's so
stupid
funny
what I
on
did. But I was
twisted
climbing
ankle.
up the mountain and lost my footing somehow. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I sprained my ankle and it hurt. It hurt a lot.
Yeah, it hurt
So
a lot. That's
absolutely.
initial pain. That
Have you
goes
sprained
back
your
to
ankle?
I'm sure I have.
Okay, it just
I
wasn't
just-
that traumatic for
no.
you. So we're
I've
babies,
had-
I guess. It hurt a lot.
I have a high pain tolerance, so
Really? Okay.
I probably just rubbed some dirt on it and kept going.
I don't, man. You just
I had to ice mine down.
pinch me.
I remember I rode in the back
Yeah.
seat from. It was my what was her name? I can't remember. She was the kind of the leader of our youth group, and she had everybody else came up on the bus. We all came up on a bus, I guess, the church bus, but she had her car, and so on the way back, I got to ride in her car in the back seat with my ankle all iced down and everything. So I got special treatment.
Man,
Jeez.
Jeff,
You.
you were special.
It would have been really cool if she would have been kind of hot,
Yeah,
but she was not.
man. I tell you, I've got some.
But the
different
ankle healed up.
I've got different images about you guys now.
Yeah, I know. You need to
You
need
and
to
your
quit having.
ankle and Colleen and her bungee or whatever. What was that thing that story you told earlier? What you told the story? It started with a B. Bonzo's. Oh, no.
I don't even know what you're talking
Where
about.
have you been this morning?
What was the
Mudflap?
context of the story?
Yours was the silky underwear.
No, it was not silky. It was silky pajamas.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I said, I don't have those.
That's right.
And then being a stay-at-home mom and dropping my son off in the bathrobe.
I don't feel like it was the bathrobe, but it may have been.
Well, that's what she said.
Yeah, okay, well.
Now, you may have heard something different.
Jammies and a bathrobe. I would not have just done a bathrobe. I at least was classy enough to have jammies underneath.
Okay. I think you were just making up stories in your own head.
And now I've got the ankle thing in my head.
Okay. All right.